So it's a beautiful broad information that's still intact, still appears to be working. So if all things are created equal, if the top side's still working, then the bottom side should be as well, right? We are right in the middle of this range. All right, it looks like ES is going to keep pushing lower here, which will cause NQ to follow suit. We're through this gap here, so we had a gap from yesterday. That gap, we're now below it. It tried to stay up inside of it for a while, and then it eventually failed. Nah, probably gonna cut this here, guys. It's starting to look like it might try to curl up here. Yeah, look at that curl there. It's really, really beautiful. See if there's something on the lower time frame. Yeah, I don't see nothing. Just give it 1 second here, see if it's gonna pull back. Lately, price action, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but lately it's been kind of squirrely. Like, you have to give it a really wide range and you know, give it space or else you get burnt. Yeah, it looks like a low time frame broad information. So our strong high is getting broken here, which is not good. I'm gonna cut it right there. And then hopefully it pulls up and gives us another opportunity, or we get a bullish SIR model. After missing yesterday's bullish SIR model, I can no longer just ignore them. Like, I got to take them. If they pull up, no matter what, I made the rule, I got to take it no matter what. Even if I have a bearish thesis, that doesn't matter. I have to take it. All right, so we clearly have this level here, right here, it's pulling up into, which will be a nice kind of area to short from. Let's see how far it pulled up on the other one. So a little bit over 50%. Looks like I got out perfect timing there. Nice. So there's half back of that lower time frame area. I want to see if it's going to do the higher time frame area though. Nah. Yeah, maybe because ES looks like it. We have a cracking correlation there though. There we go. Pull up so I can feel safe about this. There we go. And then let's see if it's gonna, maybe it tries to go half back here. We'll see. This is that reversal, 1 p.m. reversal kind of playing out. So it did just one support, turned resistance to that shit right there. Yeah, this is good. This is good right here. I just wish in ES had pulled up a little bit higher. Nice rejection off of there. Hey, what up, Aiden? All right, let's see how bad that hurt my options here. Uh, should have scaled out. Let's look at the daily chart. Oh yeah, it's a beautiful daily chart, guys. Like, look at this daily chart. And that loop got closed in there. Clearly see this as a bearish candle. Like, imagine where this is going to be at the end of the day. At the end of the day, this is going to be a bearish candle. Like, probably down somewhere in here, I would think.
It is one time framing though, so we did just kind of like test the previous day's low or get near it.
So there is always that chance that it, that's not the case, but I don't believe so. All right, I'm gonna add on 3 more there, and then I'm gonna put my stop just above that high that was created there, right here. So the trailing drawdown isn't active right now. I don't need to worry about it. Let's pull up my risk to reward ratio here. So 8, I'm gonna put my entry price over here. It is 828. Beautiful, beautiful trade there, guys. That's how we do it right there. How you like them apples? 828, 75. 828, 75 is my entry price. Right there. And then my stop's above that high. Like that. So yeah, I should be scaling out here. So let's go ahead and take off 3 of them. Now my trailing drawdown is active here. I'm back to all-time new high in my account. Dude, we nailed this, guys. That is a beautiful trade right there. Hopefully you guys caught that with me. Because that was absolutely a gorgeous trade. Made up for that the first loss there and then a lot. All right, so now is this a bullish SIR? Yeah. So let's pull up the fib, I guess. Let me scale out of some of this if it's enough profit. No, it's only 21%. Can't scale out with that. All right. As my rules with SIRs, I don't enter them or consider entering them until one time frame stops. So once one time frame stops, I'll flip the script here and go long. Because we have our strong high break right here. Clean close well above it. I don't really want to take it because I do think price is going lower, but I promised myself this rule, and because I have to train myself to stop being burnt. Like, I keep getting burnt and missing massive opportunities because I refuse to just take the bullish version of this setup for some reason. Like yesterday at the opening, I missed a 300-point rally that one time framed up on the 1 minute the whole way. Never stopped. For no reason. I saw the setup, we talked about it, and I just didn't take it. But it has to get back above this candle here. So this high right here led to a new low in price action, right? So that makes this a strong high. But the SIR model, you got to wait for one time frame to stop. You should not just jump in as soon as it goes to the 80 or 70%. You got to wait for the one time framing to stop, which will prevent a lot of losses. There we go. All right, it's invalidated. Let's drop down and add into this bitch on any kind of retracements here. Now my options are cooking. There we go. All right, let me go ahead and sell one of these. Each sell to close one. Boom, I only paid 40 bucks for those. That's really good. And then sell one of these. So that's really, I doubled my count already on just about. All right, so we got a nice pullback here. I'll add into this if it comes up into here. We haven't hit any of the levels. And just remember, guys, like redelivery is king. So price is going to go to these levels that we identify because it has to, right? So always trust in that. Like yesterday, I kept having to remind myself as price was going down. Okay, it's just chop. This is all right. It's going to redeliver. I just have to have faith that it's going to do what it's supposed to do. And it did. It just took it a while. So now let's look at that daily candle. How's that daily candle looking now? Looking like it's more like I said, right? So if you can try to envision what this is going to look like ahead of time, you can do it with the hourly too. Just kind of try to imagine what it would look like on a higher time frame. Go to the hourly chart. Okay, what's this candle going to look like when it closes? Probably down some more. And then the 10 minutes, very important. So as Eric was pointing out yesterday when I was talking to him, he pointed out like how price is just doing some crazy 10-minute one time framing lately. And he's right. Like if you go back and look at the charts, like last night, you could caught that whole move up and just let it one time frame on the 10-minute. Yesterday, you could have caught this whole move up and just let it one time frame on the 10-minute. The move down, you could just let it one time frame on the 10-minute. Catch these huge moves. I think that's probably the way to go about catching really massive moves like that. All right, so any kind of touch into that, I want to add into there. Like heavy.
I might even switch to full-size contracts if it touches into that.
Let's see if it's at least 50% though. We don't want to be adding in under, yeah, there it is. I'm gonna add in right here, guys. I'm gonna get rid of the micros and go full size. Then put my stop. It's gonna have to go up there. Just because you got to give it lots of room these days, or else you get kind of screwed. Are you serious? It's gonna do it now? There we go. I was like, you don't want to come back. You don't want to come back in the range after only like that much. That's not very good. You want like this where it breaks it and then it like gives you some kind of measured move. So let's go ahead and pull up a measured move and see where that would put us. So if we look here, like from the last pullback to this pullback, that you should get a measured, like it should do that same type of retracement. And then see if then you want to see if it lines up with any of our targets. And if it does, that's a good sign. So it lines up perfectly with our target, that balance area there. It might try to pull up right now. There we go. Beautiful. That's a beautiful close on the 3-minute there. That's very good. All right, I'm out right there. I have to be out right there. Savage. And it sucks it's doing this. But this is a bearish SIR model trade here. I don't think it's going to get up all the way up into there, though. I think it did on ES. All right, back to micros. Like, why pull up that far and then break down again? Stupid. Just a 10-minute fake out? Like, I don't understand. Like, what was the point of that? It didn't even redeliver anything. Oh, man. Maybe there? Really weird. Oh, it's a double tap. This is the double tap. Hopefully. That's such a drastic overshoot. It's been happening a lot lately, like in this week, especially like these kind of pullbacks that are kind of like it's almost like out of control. The price action seems like a little bit out of control, like it's not behaving quite right. All right, so 3 minutes still looks good here. No cracks in correlation or anything like that. It might be going back to the trend line. I didn't think about that. See, it hit the bottom of this channel here or something. No, not really. All right, let's see it touch the bottom of this candle here. It's already done that. That's what it just did. All right, I guess we're gonna have to scalp. I mean, it's not what I want to do, but let's pull up the fib here. So we got a nice cracking correlation there. NQ made a higher high. ES did not. I'm not sure if I'm really not sure what it's trying to attempt here. I think it's trying to redeliver this move that just happened, but it's kind of sus. Oh, we had a new 1 hour candle. Okay. Now I'm gonna scalp. I'm gonna keep the micros position where it is. I'm gonna scalp with just one contract here. Let's see where this candle closes back down. We're starting a one time frame up on the 3-minute here. So we did retrace in that low time frame balance area there, and half back it. Let's see if that's what it was reaching for. It's probably just I got it always, I'm overcomplicating it. It's just redelivering. Just trying to fix what it did there. I just don't get why they don't just let it run. So this is mean reversion is happening here. Like you have big moves there, it's immediately being redelivered. All right, so there's the SIR model. As soon as it stops one time framing up, we'll go short. It's a little bit shy of the 70%, but I don't think it's gonna get up there. All right, there it is. If that candle closes back up, I'm gonna exit though. If it closes back up above that, because there's still 30 seconds left on it. Very nice. I really thought they were just gonna like let it expand, like let it one time frame. Oh, look at that. So something I used to do a lot is like grab like that area and see like 50% of that range there. That does work. It looks like it worked there. Yeah, no, it's like it's about 50% of the range. So we should get the measured move here. It should be like automatic, guaranteed. We do have this strong low here, so we need to see that broken preferably. It's a strong low because this low led to a break of that high there. I thought that had gotten up farther than it did. So beautiful rejection right in there, right at that low. One support flip resistance. And ideally, we want to see the trend kind of steepening as it has been. You guys see that? So you see how it started out like this. The angle's getting steeper. That's a good sign for a downtrend or an uptrend. You really want to see it steepening as it continues down. Like so, usually when it starts, it comes out of a consolidation, kind of shallow, and then as it starts getting more aggressive, the steepness will until it's just straight up and down, and that's usually about the end of it. So that's what we're seeing here, clearly. Starting to steepen as we're continuing down here. All right, break of this low sends it. Moving stops to break even here. near break even. Just above that high it just made there. Let's remeasure that because I accidentally messed with it. So I think with this pullback, we could say that maybe it's like this, but we'll just go ahead and leave it like that, I guess. But yeah, that's our measured move. Why is there a thing there though? It's the next thing is down there. Oh, that's electronic trading hours. So that already got redelivered there. Yeah. Okay. Let's go back to regular trading hours. So I'm not sure what that line there is. Oh, it's the half back of this area. Oh, it's the loop close. Okay. And then the half back was right there. All right. There we go. Okay, there we go. All right. I see it now. Just trying to pull up again. So no cracking correlation at the low like that. Neither of them took that out. It's not a bullish SIR. No strong low's been broken. Or strong high, I mean. I think ES is trying to pull all the way up. I'm going to get out of that. I'm going to re-enter right now.
All right, so beautiful loop close there. So before this move up, you could have put a line between this low and that high there. Let me show you guys what I'm talking about here because it's important you get, oops. It's important you understand this. That's why you're getting such a crazy reaction from this area. So you guys see how perfect that is? So that's an open loop there. That gap there was unacceptable, so they fill it in. It's amazing is what it is. All right, beautiful 10-minute rollover here. All right, let's get this $9,000 goal on. This was a strong high here, but you had no close above it. I'm going to take one off right here if it shows any kind of push up or anything.
Still, damn. I missed it. And I stopped break even here. And I did that. So you see, I wasn't able to scale out there. So to mitigate the risk, I moved my stops to break even. Beautiful half back to balance right there. Almost. 3-minute chart looks beautiful. If this candle can close near its low. What a mess down here. Sucks. I'm gonna add back that one I sold here. So there's the half back of that little like 30-second time frame area there. There's a volume imbalance there. Market structure stays intact. 3-minute closing on its low. Nice, let's go. What a trap here. If this goes down, it's going to be really explosive because of the trapping that they're doing. No, no. I saved my stop there. This price action sucks, dude. Six candles in the same area. 60 minutes in the same area. Alright, I got a scalp, dude. I keep trying to catch it to get it to, like, the trades are working. It's just I'm trying to catch the bigger move and it's just not happening. So it looks like they're trying to redeliver up here probably. They're fucking this trend up though. As soon as it comes into there, I'm shorting that. Alright, I'm short right there, guys. We have a nice cracking correlation there, I think. Yeah. No, never mind. I don't know what's up in my chart here. All right, where's a good place to take some of this off? Maybe in here. Son of a bitch, dude. Just go down, dude. All right, as soon as ES touches that line, I'm going to short it here. Or the halfback gets touched. There's halfback to the tick. I guess it makes sense that it came up to here. Like, you can clearly see it on ES's chart. That need to happen. I'm just afraid it's a short squeeze now, and they're just gonna squeeze it up like they did yesterday. Yeah, so NQ's already redelivered that area. Still technically one time frame in here. And then you do still have this kind of area up here. The halfback still needs to be redelivered. So I'm out at, like, if it comes back to my break-even price, I'm out. Maybe finally we'll get a push down now that will actually play out. And then if it comes back up here again, I'm done, guys. I'm not gonna keep trading this. I want to catch a trend. I'm not trying to scalp. I'm trying to make that $9,000. I need an expansion down to do that. You can't do it in this market like this. Unless you have like really big size or something. Yeah, I was trying to stay one time frame intact. All right, one time framing up, broke there. That's good. I don't know why it shows a gap there. I don't think that's true. Nah. So I'm trying something different. Like usually I would scale out like all the time, but I'm trying to experiment with holding to
See if I can increase my profits a little bit, but it's not working so far because every trade's gone my way. Like I haven't had a trade yet that didn't go my way enough to scale out, which you guys see that causes, it's actually a really good case study for you guys that refuse to scale out for some reason. It's a really good case study because I would be probably a little bit profitable, maybe plus 300, but because I didn't scale out, I'm minus 1,000. It's that big of a differentiator in this kind of market. Not always. If it's in a trending market and you get a nice expansion down, then it doesn't play into such a part. But when you have price when it's just swinging, chopping like this, and not going the direction you anticipate. All right, I'm out right there, guys. Just gonna pull up. So if ES touches that line in NQ, I'll probably re-enter here. There it is. All right, let's try it one more time. See if that's what it was pushing, because NQ stopped there, didn't even try to pull up higher. Nope. All right, I'm out right there, guys. So it looks like ES is tricky. So price is walking down. It's still bearish. Maybe that ES just really wanted to close in that loop there. So now we have a really nice crack in correlation at the high of this 10-minute candle. If this candle can stay intact here, and then the next one open up, it should be pushed down. But they're still a little bit higher. Like I can see on ES there. If you look, like there's still like that area there. Yeah, you can really see it on the 1 minute, like price needs to go half back. All right, it's one time framing still, guys. Looks like he's trying to pull back, but the one time framing is still intact. I'm gonna get out right there. All right, damn. Half size. $148, 3, or 156. So we almost have an SMC soup here. Like it's a double top. NQ took out the high. It's just kind of low time frame.
Still one time framing up though. Let's wait for this trend line here to break. I think it's going to go down from here, guys. Maybe ES pulls up maybe one more time, but I don't know. Seems kind of unlikely at this point. Almost at the top of that broadening information there. It's one time framing is kind of telling though. All right, so there's a break of it. We just need to actual push down to validate it. All right, 1 minute left on this candle, so I think they're going to pull it up quickly, redeliver it, and then allow for price to come back down within the time frame. There it is. All right, last trade here, guys. Last trade if it's a loss. I'm probably going to take the rest of the week off. So you see what I'm doing here? I suggest you guys do the same thing. Like if you do something like this, make sure you put it up there so you can see it. So you follow it. You know, keep trading. Perfect half back to balance there. This should work. I don't see why it wouldn't. 852. That's my stop. Uh, I don't know how I didn't notice this before. Yeah, nice move down there. See if we can get some continuation here. I think if it does go down, it should be pretty aggressive. Trying to see if we're in like a high time frame channel or something. So I feel like I'm missing something. Like the way it's acting here is definitely a little bit unusual. There's usually a reason for it if you look. No, we're about to break through that break down here. Looks pretty clean. Especially if we get back inside this little trend line it has here. I literally don't see like what it would be what upside area it would be reaching for here. Let's look at SPX real quick. Yeah, beautiful. Looks beautifully bearish. Below the previous day's low. It closed in that loop. Just didn't. Fuck. Yeah, look at that beautiful little downtrend there. Got big ass gap lower that needs to be filled. What I'm doing here is kind of like taking a break from my chart that has my position on it so I can let my mind rest for a second. So like to take a break, you don't necessarily have to like stop. Let me pull up the chat. Oops. Not mean to do that. Oh, it didn't get me out there. That sucks. Let me add back into that. Just put my stop above that high. I don't know why I didn't. Oh, it's blown, that's why. I didn't consider the trailing drawdown. I don't know why I didn't even think about that. It's about retarded. No, it was a perfect. It did. It hit half back to balance. Everything worked. I could have scaled out. I didn't. So not scaling out just doesn't work for me. I'm not gonna ever try that again. I tried. I gave it a try to see if it would make a difference. It didn't. I already knew this though. It's not like it's like new information or something. You know, I already knew that that was probably the case. All right, so I'm gonna try to get an SPX put here. I was waiting patiently and then it already clipped. Let's see. It's about the time I like to. It's a little bit early, but I did really well with this yesterday, catching this fade. So down here would be the target 841. Yeah, they were probably cheap a second ago. They're not now. 844. They actually have a lot of premium left in them for this time of day. Eight three zero. That's too expensive too. That's kind of unusual. Like usually they're a lot cheaper. Especially when it's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 points away. Even the 820s are, no, those aren't bad. So maybe I could have been a little bit more patient and waited for like this pull, waited for the SIR trade. Because technically it's just happening now. It literally, I'd still be in the trade though if I hadn't hit my max drawdown. Let's try this again. This is gonna really perturb me.
I'm gonna do a 150K giveaway again. Probably get that set up for you guys tonight. All right, looks like it's going our way there. Oof. What do you think it's doing, Eric? I can't wait for OPEX. I can't wait for OPEX to go get this over with. And it's not even that bad a price action. It's just like I'm not matching my, like I know what I'm doing wrong. Like I'm not matching the price action with my style, right? My style has to match price action. Like it took me a long time to learn this. Like I don't know why I'm not doing it though. For whatever reason, I'm not doing it today. Same thing with last night. I couldn't get myself to do it either. Like it's just kind of scalpy right now. You just have to be willing to use one time framing on like a 1 minute. If it stops, just get the fuck out full. And for whatever reason, myself doesn't want to do it. That's a really bullish hourly candle, dude.
My bad, bro. Hands on. Oh, no worries, dude. Yeah, I'm getting them off of there, bro. I had too many lines on there. Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, she's a wild dude. The chick's wild. Yeah, I don't much like her very much. She didn't even know what a futures contract was. Someone asked her about it on an interview, and she was like, well, I don't know." I was like, "Oh no." Hey, it's a good thing you can't trade, man. Right now, it's kind of tough. It's actually not tough. I take that back. The price action's fine. I keep making excuses for my behavior. The price action is not tough. The price action is fine. It's good. It's volatile. It's moving. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just I'm not matching its current, like the price action can never be at fault, right? Like I try to do this all the time. It's just like something us humans like to do, I think, like people like to do. We like to make excuses for everything, right? So the price action's fine. It's just it's not matching my style of what I want today. So today I wanted to make a bunch of fucking money, and it just didn't. That opportunity did not present itself, but it still offered me an opportunity to make a lot of money. And I just passed. I just decided, no, that's not what I want right now. I want more. Yeah, exactly. That's a good way to put it. Out of sync, yeah. But I'm out of sync with it, right? Like it's fine. Yeah, yeah, yes, it's a great thing. Yes, absolutely, dude. Yep. Because I literally did not have one. I didn't have any trades that didn't go my way enough to scale out. If I would have followed my rules that I usually follow and not been greedy, I'd be fine. I would have been fine. I would have been happy camper. But I refused. And I even talked about how I'm refused. I knew I was refusing to do it, and I didn't change my behavior. So it's that money, man. You just want more and more and more and more and more. Yeah, yeah, for real though, yeah. And as far as the trend lines, they've been working lately, man. So I've been using them a little bit here and there. Let's check ES, see if we have a cracking correlation or anything. Okay, nice. So we got ES made a higher high right here, and Q did not. It's very good. As we saw on Sunday when we did the study sesh, that almost every A++ setup has that, um, has that, you know. Yeah, you should have. I mean, it's all your fault, Beads. uh, I literally seen streamers do that to to the people in their chat, blaming shit on them. It's hilarious. It's your fault because I was trying to, like, dude, shut up. Something that you got to learn in your trading, you're the CEO. So if you think about a company CEO, no matter if like, let's say a line worker, the lowest level guy makes a mistake, if that mistake, it still comes down on the CEO. So when you're trading, whether trade weight goes out or you forget to stop, whatever it may be, or the price action is not like favorable or out of sync with you, it's still your fault. Like whether maybe you're the CEO, everything is your fault because you're the only one making the decisions and steering the ship. So everything is your fault. Someone told me that when I was relatively new, and it really helped me a lot. Because I used to get mad at the prop firms. I blame them. It's your guys' fault because of your stupid rules. But I chose it, you know? The slow grind out mark always makes me second guess. Yeah, it's tough. That's why I like the NY Open. You know if you're right. Exactly. I do too, man. I feel you on that. Yeah, it presents opportunity if you make a mistake to recover and make up for that mistake. Yeah, I grabbed my phone off the table. I pushed snooze, and then I slipped it under my pillow, like when I was sleeping, which is wild. I woke up like, where's my phone? And it's under the pillow. Like my subconscious self said, nope. So this pattern right now looks an awful lot like this, put on a lower time frame. Especially like this one. Let's grab this pattern. Watch this. The yellow's ugly. It's almost identical. It's like this is what I'm looking at here. This like push up, down, double bottom, take out the high just by a little bit. It's weird. It's weird how they're like these patterns just repeat. Like this is such a trip. So if this pattern's right, that should be the high there. Let's make sure the micros is still all right. Yeah. Yeah, we'll trade walking and moving a lot pretty soon. CLO. I've never really traded it personally. You just stick to the indices for the most part. I think ES and NQ offer the best opportunity probably ever, but it doesn't mean that you can't find that same opportunity other. I think it's because of how I really like them because I think you get more information with such a correlated asset like this. This is very similar to yesterday when we made the $800. Options are a little bit more expensive today for whatever reason, but about the same time I bought it yesterday. So I'll scale out once price gets down into the to this area here. I had to risk a lot on the trade just because it's topping out. It just takes a while. I think it's SMC soup here as well. Yeah, it fits the criteria. So it's also SMC soup just triggered, which is very good because what they should be doing is enticing they're enticing these 3 million ICT traders to think price is coming up to here. If you're an ICT trader, you already see these double tops up here, these equal highs. You're already like, ooh, that's nice. Like you're already like, yeah, this is very good. Not realizing that it's not going to do it right now. All right, there it goes, guys. This makes me so mad, man. It's great the trade works, but it just makes me angry that I wasn't patient enough to wait for it. What was the rush, bruh? Sure. All right, so let's see how those other options are doing now. See if I need to exit them and just put them into something else, see if they're bouncing back at all. A little bit, but they might be too far out of the money now. Let's check it out. Which I'll probably just roll them into a higher dated option. Because even though like their price is going down, they might be too far out the money to do any good, but you can roll them. So let's go 600. So let's check QQQ. See if that's in range for right now. It could, right? It could go down there, down to 600, but yeah, so let's go and roll these into a different option here, to a different date. So it's gonna roll them into the next. Oh, that's the SPX. I was like, why is it so expensive? So how much is that? What's the value of these? 104. And this way they'll still increase in value. But they'll still increase in value. So, oh, I can't take a credit. Okay. Oh, it's not letting me roll them. I'll just have to sell to close and then buy them back. It's not working right now for some reason. I just have to do it manually. Spy. I'm gonna leave spies alone. Oh shit. I think spies can get there just fine. Yeah, I think it's going down here, dude. I would be super surprised if it doesn't. Definitely down to 60166. Yeah, 27. There we go, much better. So we get 2 of these for about 3 of these. We'll start 2 though. I didn't sell all of them. Nah, let's try this again. Hope they didn't increase in value too much already. There we go. And I left that one on just in case I get hit. All right, there we go, guys. So amazing, right? The trade worked. Everything worked. It's just I didn't pay attention to my drawdown. The trade worked though. It's a half back to balance trade right here, guys. It worked fine. Everything's great. It's just I didn't account for I oversized pretty much. I did not realize that I didn't realize I'd went $400 over 50,000 because I wasn't keeping track, but now we're getting the extension down. So that SPX option is going to kill it. It didn't fill. Are you kidding me? They'd already almost doubled. Yeah, I've doubled up on that SPX option there. Yeah, there we go. So this is the one that I was going to roll. Yeah, they're about break even, so I probably should have just held on to them. They went right back to break even. My SPX option is going to kill it. See how far out the money right now. So we're not that far out the money. So I paid 100 for it. Now it's worth 300, right? So I already made 200 from that. Should be able to make, you know, pretty good money off of that. All right, so that's my max profit for this account here. Such a shame, guys. Such a shame. And then I have the now it wants to turn. I gotta let it go. I gotta let it go. I gotta let it go. It is what it is, man. It happened. It is what it is. Like if you let something negative like that overtake you, you can't do. You gotta be positive, man. Being a negative little whiny bitch is not gonna help me or help you guys, right? Right? Yeah, I've been doing options for a while now. I'm actually really good at it, dude. I've considered like just like going all in on it because of how good I am actually at it. I've been able to consistently turn, you know, $100 into 1,000. I did that for like 3 weeks straight, and now I'm going in with a little bit more money. So you can see here, I'm at, and I already withdrawed quite a bit of money out of this account this week already. So yesterday morning, I took out 645 to reset my account, reset the funded, which I'll probably do that tomorrow on this. So we're cooking. So SPX, if you get in the right spots, is very, very, very lucrative. Look, my P&L has the broadening information. Look at that. Higher high, lower low, higher high. Which should make sense, right? Because if you look at the price action, you know, for a big ass broadening information there. All right, let's look at the risk to reward ratio on this trade because it is amazing, guys. The risk reward on this trade, even with me getting in kind of at a bad spot there, still fire. In the other account, I had a much better risk reward ratio like this. And it was like that. So cooking. Make sure we don't. So in this situation, I'm gonna scale out because normally I would assume like, hey, this is just going to continue down, but this has not been the case lately. So, and today anyway, so which I think we do continue, but let's go to the 3 minute and take a look, check the other time frames, make sure you know everything looks all right. Beautiful trend down here. So you got one push. No, I only count if it breaks a low, so it didn't. So you got 1, 2 pushes down. This is definitely, price is definitely coming down here, guys. Like, look at this. Like, price needs to redeliver that area. So that's going to be very good for my SPX option. Maybe you guys will see how I can turn $100 into 1,000. Maybe you guys will actually get to witness it. Seems to only happen off of off stream for whatever reason. Yeah, look at this. This needs to be redelivered. It will be redelivered because it's an open loop. So if you go line between there and there, that space, it's open, unacceptable. Dun, dun, dun. Look at that. Look at that. Watch it. Watch this. I don't really want to hold for a pullback up to redeliver this shit again. Like, I'm not trying to do that. Because it could do something like this, right? Or ting, ting, ting. So I think 10-minute one time framing is probably the best way to, identify. I would say 3-minute, but sometimes you get shaken out. Yeah, I have been killing on options almost as much as I'm new to options, but I've been focusing on bold put spread. What is the type of strategy you're doing? Yeah, it's just naked. Or not naked, but they're yeah, just cash puts, buys and calls. Yeah, very much higher risk, but you do get a good reward from it.
Yeah, so it's very similar to futures, like except for
Yeah, let me break it down for you in a simpler way. Give that a second to load. I'm gonna add in right there, guys. Put my stop above that high. I think I have another credit for another 25K account. Let's see. Telling you guys, man, take profit traders to this shit. Like, it's just the best fucking rock for, dude. Like, I don't know if you guys like were around before prop funding and trading, but if someone had came to me and explained when I first got into trading before prop firms were a thing, if someone explained to me the rules of take profit trader and they were like, this is what it is, I would have been like, that's a fucking scam. There's no way that you have this kind of opportunity. Like, what's the catch, right? Like, what? The only catch is you have to be a good trader. That's it. I would have said it was a scam, and I know that because I went through this with prop firms that were 100 times worse than take profit trader, like 10 times more expensive, a million more rules, 2 steps, and I still thought those were too good of an opportunity to be true. So it's just like, it's just a shit, dude. Like the fact that you can like in one day, like if you have a funded account, let's say you reset it, you can spend $625 and make up to $9,999. Like that's in that same day is crazy. It's crazy. And it's get the money the next morning, sometime in the AM. That's crazy. All right, so we did have a cracking correlation there. It looks like that's no bueno. Okay, we didn't. We had a low time frame one, but not a little bit higher time frame one. Yeah, this is open on the electronic and the same area that was defended last night. Look at that beautiful SIR trade there. So gorgeous. Not as quite as deep though. Interesting. But the same area that they defended like hard last night. Like they wouldn't let price come down here. And they're doing it again tonight or today. I don't understand. What's so special about this area? Maybe this is where someone went long here and they're just defending their position or something. Because even this morning it tried to crack it too, and they defended it again there. I would think that's what's going on. But they're fighting an algorithm, so they're going to lose. All right, got my free 25K account, my reward points with Take Profit Trader. My mic sounds weird. Uh-oh. This free delivery is like really starting to frustrate me. I guess I need to just start going with it. So we have this low here that could offer resistance, or it's going to like come up into the halfback area there. Or it's another little baby broadening formation, which is probably what it is. These keep showing up in price, yeah. These keep showing up in price everywhere. And they get in, like there's one right there. There's one right there. There's one right there. Seem to be at the lows. Yeah, you can see it there. It's a lot more visible. So we got to close above the strong high there. Nope, no close. Drop it, drop it. I have no entry here. I didn't want to like let that go to a loss or something silly like that. I would normally just get in, but I just don't trust it. Like, all right, it's generating the slides for to teach you guys about options a little bit. Okay. So a call option is a like a going long. A put option is going short. Each option contains, I guess you could say, mini contracts in it for each share, right? So it's a way that they created options as a way for you to essentially hedge, right? But it's also a unique opportunity because you can sell the lottery ticket to bad traders as well. You can also sell calls and puts, and then you would get paid for it. I think there are some good things about it, but there are some things that make it a lot harder. So, like for example, right now, right? Let's say price comes up here and then spends like another 30 minutes chopping around. Instead of going down like I believe it's going to, like let's say that it does that. Like let's say it comes up to here and then it chops around and it doesn't go anywhere. And then the last 2 minutes of the session it drops down and goes down to there. Those put options that I bought I'll still take a loss on them, even though price went to where I wanted it to go. So that's what makes them more difficult, is the fact that price can go exactly where you believe, and you could do everything right except for you ran out of time. So there's a put option for there's a different option for every day, right? So the closer they are to expiring at the end of the day, the less intrinsic value they have, which is time value, the chance that price could move. Well, this sucks. Wait for the slide deck. That sucks. All right, so right now I'm just waiting for price to redeliver up here. SMC soup for the win though, right? That SMC soup up there is fire. Let's go to 10 minutes, see what that's gonna look like when it closes. I think that it's got really close there. I don't know if it's gonna be able to pull all the way up there. We'll see. I don't really want it to because I don't want the 10-minute one time for me to stop. So we've been having a lot of like 1, 2, 3, 4 pushes up. So 1, 2, 3, 4 pushes up. So we should get a fourth here, I would think.
We already have 1, 2, 3. And we don't have a crack in correlation yet. I would say like, oh, I think it's going to go down at this point, even though it didn't reach into there, if it had a crack in correlation, but we don't have that yet. It could still go down, but I don't think. Yeah, the Greeks and Theta are like hard to explain to somebody that doesn't know about it. But I think the Theta is definitely the most important for sure. Yeah, Theta is like, so options have a pricing mechanism that is very complicated. Like there's a whole different bunch of different metrics, but the one I really don't pay attention to any of them. I just trade them, and I just make sure I choose the right contract. I think contract selection makes them kind of like, as long as you choose the right one where you think price is going to go to within the amount of time. That's the hardest part, is estimating how long it's going to take. You really don't need that much money. You really don't. So 4 weeks ago, I did it with $50 and took it to 1,200. Then the next week I did it again, and then the third week I did it with 100. So 50 to $100 you can easily do with options. You just have to make sure that first trade hits. That's the only thing. If the first trade's wrong, you're screwed. No, I don't think so. I don't think you need several thousands. That's just kind of seen. I think that's kind of a waste, honestly, especially if you're learning. You should be learning on a small account. All right, so now we're up inside of here. Does it try to go to the balance area or not? Is the question. So we'll see if it stops one time framing here. We're about out at where some of these reversals have been happening. Like this one, for example, wasn't all that deep. A little bit over 50%. So I'm assuming, yeah, that's back to shit money. All those got raped on this push-up. So that's that going to play, even though price really hasn't. I bought them up here, right? I bought them up here, so you would think that they'd still be valuable, but they're not. All right, so ES closed that loop in. See how many points that is. So I need to be able to risk like up to the 80, 811. And there we go. Nice. All right, I'm gonna enter in right there. So it was a low time frame SIR model. It just didn't close above the it never closed above the strong high until right there, which didn't give a deep enough retracement. They're squeezing this up from these lows every time. It's mean reversion here. This is like what you like a good way to. This is like mean reversion at its best right here. Snapbacks. Every time it moves, it snaps back. Whoa. All right, so let's see how deep this is here.
I think this is just an overshoot. Let's see what's up here. Maybe back to the trend line. Nah. I'm trying a trend line trade here. I don't know how else it's gonna work, but kind of feel like they just overshot this area here. It didn't even react to it. This is very unusual. Yeah, especially because you had nice consolidation there, and then you had 1, 2, 3, 4 candles in a row. It could just be coming back to this once. Yeah, I feel like they overshot this here. Let me squeeze in peep shorts out. All right, so now if they're gonna take it down, it's now or never. Like they need to do it now, or it's not gonna happen. The best thing about options to me is you're buying it, puts whatever you're spending. Yeah, I like that too. Yeah, it makes it a lot easier to trade really volatile markets, like at the open or something, or like a little bit later in the day. It makes it a lot easier to like manage risk a little bit. But yeah, I do think they're harder. Oh, makes 420. Yeah, if you want a margin account, which I don't suggest, like that's just a way to take a loan. Like they try to trick you into that. I got tricked into that when I was younger, with Robinhood. They always make it seem like, oh, it's like, but if you read the fine print, you're essentially just taking a loan to trade with, which is very bad. As a new trader, that's the last thing you should be doing. It's borrowing money to trade with. Yeah, that's why I can't have a Robinhood account. It's because I got screwed over by them. I think some dude killed himself because of it too. What I used to like to do with Robinhood though was like they would give you instant buying power, so you could say like you'd be like there's $500 on my account, and then they would put it into the account instantaneously. It would take 3 days to go through, and as long as you made money, they wouldn't punish you for it. So if you got that $500 and then when they came back declined, as long as you had made money, you were good. But if you lost money, they'd be very mad. I bought a put on Boeing back before COVID when their planes keep crashing. Oh damn, nice. You didn't hear about the Robinhood dude that killed himself? Yeah, so they allowed you to trade um like high level option spreads and stuff like that, and it would show up like when you open the account. Let's say you were like in a put spread, which is you're buying and selling one. Or maybe it's a credit spread. It might be a credit spread. It would show up like he was down like $200,000, but it was just a glitch or something like that. And he ended up killing himself. It was at 4 million in the red. Damn, yeah. See, that's crazy. So if you're to sell options, you have unlimited risk, right? So if I was to sell puts or calls, most platforms won't let you do it unless you have like the money in your account to cover it. But Robinhood is unique in the way that you could buy or sell one. So like let's say like put spreads and credit spreads, they would let you do those even though you technically you didn't have the money in your accounts, which was cool, which was good, but it would show up you were down even though you weren't. It was kind of like it like a glitch on their end. All right, so good. So far, so good. All right, let's scale out here just in case. You never know. Why isn't it dropping? Like it should be going like straight to here, like no questions asked. This kind of reminds me of right here, where it pulled back and then everything looked great and then it went higher. So we'll have to watch this here, especially ES here. Let's check SPX. Most of the time the price is exactly the same, but sometimes it tells a little bit different of a story. And there's literally no reason on the 10-minute for it to go up at all. On the 3-minute, I could see it coming up into there, but it's already been up here like how many times? Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different instances of price there. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It's crazy. Yeah, a young Robinhood trader reportedly kills himself over a $730,000 loss. Yeah, a 20-year-old with no income able to get assigned almost $1 million worth of leverage. However, the negative 730,000 amount may have just been the other side of the options trade that hadn't settled yet. So when you buy an option and sell an option, you're pretty much equal on it, right? Because you bought one and you sold one, you just capture the difference in the price. And you know, maybe he was like maybe they were closing it out and it just didn't show the other side of the close yet. Most platforms won't let you sell a naked put to anybody because it's unlimited, or calls because it's unlimited risk, because that option can essentially has no limit in how high of value it can increase to. That's how I'm able to turn like $100 into 800 with SPX right here with the SPX options. Is just you know, the value increases quickly. But like I said earlier, if it doesn't fucking move here in a minute, those like no matter what happens, they won't be worth shit. What a disappointing day though. Let's look at the daily chart here. The daily chart's set up for the drop. It may have just happened. We should have got like this today. Yeah, like straight up. Maybe tomorrow we'll get like a gap down and then it happens. Or maybe it still does happen. Still got 45 minutes. Hey, I like it. I like it. It makes 420. Glad you're feeling at home here. Yeah, they are confusing, but they're not that confusing. Like I think people just overcomplicate them. So like it really, if you just look at options or like, we go like this, like there's an option for each day. There's an option for each price. every option will expire on its day that it says at the end of the day. The closer it gets to the end of the day, the less value the option holds. And the reason that the closer at the end of the day, the less value the option holds is because whoever sells it, right? Let's say they sell it to you at the open, the chance that price could move against them and not in their favor, in your favor, is really high at the beginning of the day. But the closer it gets to the close, the less of a chance, because of time running out at the close, price has to move. So the value of the option is on like a scale, it's infinite scale, and it becomes 0 here. Like once it expires, it's a 0. If it's outside of if it's not in the money. So if we look at SPX here, even though price has gone my way, it's still way lower than where I bought it. We go to the SPX options here. So these are puts, so I'm thinking price goes down. So this one is in the money because price is below 850, and this one is out of the money because it's above below the price of 845, right? So out the money, in the money. You see how that in the money, the time value isn't really much of a factor. It's more of the value of the shares, right, inside of there. So if the 830s get down to like $75, I wouldn't mind buying them. So hopefully that makes sense. So in the money, out the money, and the farther out the money it is, and the less time we have left, we have 45 minutes left. Every single one of these options that are outside the money at the close will be worthless. So if it's not in the money, it becomes worthless, 0. So that's why you can it becomes really if you understand price really well and you can determine where price is going to go in the last 30 minutes, the price of these is going to be, and the closer it gets to the close, the more the decay of value speeds up towards the close. Oops. So these are in the money, which is ITM. And these are out the money, OTM. These guys are sad because they know their option is about to be worthless. And these guys are happy because even though their options are running out of time, they have a value because they're in the money. That's a really simple way to look at it. I think that's the best way to look at it personally. All right, looks like that trade's working out. Let's go. I'm about to double down on these bitches. 820, where's that at? Yeah, the chance it gets down there is kind of slim at this point, but it could still happen, but I think not so much. I don't think the 600 is going to happen on QQQ. It could. I mean, we look really heavy right here. It's not that far away, really. It's really not. Here is not that far away. Yeah, it's only 15 points. I'm going to hold them. I'm going to hold the options and we'll see. But you guys will see if it doesn't happen. You got to make a decision quick, because if they don't go in the money, they're not going to be worth anything, because let's say there's 10 minutes left.
like that options chain I showed you, like we go to SPY, which is a lot smaller than SPX, the value of them is a lot smaller. So see how these are only worth $1. So another thing about options that is weird, I don't know why they do this. So you see how it says, right here it says 0.02, but each option has 100 contracts within it. Really stupid. Why not just say it's one contract, call it what it is? I don't know. I think it's because it has 100 shares inside of the contract itself. So there's a contract for each share. That's the confusing part. Just look at it as like it's its own entity. You know, you're not going to be trading them. Most likely, you're not going to be trading them, running a flywheel, selling and buying options. So there's really no reason to look at it like that. So you just times this number by 100, which is $2. So you see at the end, when in like 10 minutes left of the day, these are going to be $1, and these will be like, you know, $3, and these will be like 1, and then 5, and then probably like 15. So, but that presents an opportunity because you can then, if they go in the money, the price is still, each one of these has $1 in the money should be $100 worth of value. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if you can get it a big move to happen, you can profit from it very, very, especially the SPX, because the values, they're a lot more expensive. Let's look at SPX real quick. So I really want these ones, the 830s. So because they're only $1, 2, 3, 4, $5 out the money, $4 out the money, which is pretty doable. That's 5, 10, that's only 20 points. Price can move 20 points really easily. Today the SPX options, they're holding their value a little bit better than normally. So price is at 847, right? And if I think price is going to come down into here, that's 830. So really, I really want to be buying the 835s to guarantee that price goes there and they become valuable. The farther the money in they go, the more valuable. So the one I bought yesterday, I bought at like 1130-ish, and I think it was $8 out the money. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and I bought it for $90, and then it went, you know, like 2 in the money or something like that. When I sold it, it eventually went to it. At the max, it was worth like, I don't know, probably a couple grand. And then the other day, I bought one. I bought one for $70. That was $4 out the money, and it went $5 in the money, and I sold it for $2,000. $70 to $2,000 is crazy. That's like a once in a, like, I've tried to do that so many times. Yeah, for sure. Go ahead. I hope China handles the drop. Hope China handles the drop. Yep, power the China. Yeah, 0 DT, yeah. Yeah, you can. You can trade the VIX, yeah. I believe. Yeah, you can trade VIX options. They don't, the movement on them isn't, I guess it actually does move quite a bit. I don't know. You can trade gold, you can trade silver. Yeah, actually they seem to be, oh, they don't have 0 TT options. That's the only thing. So you'd have to have quite a bit of money to play. Yeah, so you got the Russell, you got silvers, you got
Energy, gold. Yeah, gold's actually not in a bad spot to short here. Just got a big move down needed. Let's see how it behaves at the end of the day, though. Yeah, it doesn't much move very much at the very end of the day. Yeah, it seems to kind of like chop at the end of the day, so probably not the best asset to trade at the end of the day. Yeah. So you want to look for, like, if you're trying to do this, you want to look for assets that usually move big at the end of the day. Let's look at silver. Yeah, same kind of thing. Doesn't really move towards the end of the day, or hasn't lately. Let's look at Russell. See how it ends, move at the end of the day. RTY. It seems to have decent, like, little moves at the end of the day. I'm not sure how liquid the options are. So I think SPX is pretty decent at the end of the day. It's almost like I've only had one day where it just like stayed still, like it didn't give me an opportunity where I was like, oh, I just didn't have an opportunity to make any money. I might buy another one of these here. Oh, there it is. Almost, damn. Hopefully get like a little pullback and that will become, I'm almost going to double down on this one though. We'll see. Get just a little bit more proof here. And that they're going to drop it like it's hot. Pretty sure they're going to though. I feel like if they're going to take it up, they would have done it already. Already started that rally. Usually it starts within the last, like if you look at, where was it? Yesterday, where it bounced here and then it started about 3. Yeah, and you have a down move starts about 3. Down move starts about 3, though it's a little bit earlier. Big down move. So this is what we're looking for right here. We want this right here into the end of the day. You know, we're like right here right now, so all we need is it to start cooking, then we're good. Yeah, same thing like this. Assuming they're down, already a down day, we just need to follow through. What we don't want is this, where it doesn't get there. Yeah, it looks beautiful, actually. This looks really good. And then we have even another area if it gets really fucking nasty. I think a measure move is probably the best way to look at this. Like, look at the last low, how far that went, and then project it, and then that would usually give you a good idea, which it also lines up with this half back to balance right there that needs to be done. So it probably goes to 622, which puts my option right in the money there. I think I'm going to buy one more right above it. I really want that one, but I don't think I'm going to get it at the price I want it. All right, got the 2 on there. I like to have 2 so I can scale out as it goes my way, especially if it happens really fast. Let me get rid of some of these because they're going to close these on my own that aren't in the money here on QQQ and SPY. They're going to close them out for me in about 15 minutes. So if like these options here, QQQ aren't cash settled, they're stock settled. So SPY and QQQ, if they go in the money, like let's say at the close there was a really big move and they went in the money, I would be I would have the right but not required to buy the stock at the price that I bought the options. So the whole point of options is that you can bet on the price of the stock ahead of time. So you can say, okay, I want to buy or I want to sell QQQ at the price of 600, right? So this creates an issue with puts because then I would be required to, if they went in the money, I think, required to, or if they weren't in the money, I'd be required to sell the put. I think that's how it works. Don't quote me on that though. But that's why they'll close it out for you, which is kind of stupid. All right, let's take a look here. What we don't want is it trying to redeliver up to here. So I need to have an out point with these options where I'm like, okay, I'm wrong. So I think above this high would be a good area with how choppy it is. Oh no, it's gonna try. Is it really gonna try to do this right now, dude? I think it's gonna try to go up there, guys. Yeah, above this high, I'm out. And then, I can always rebuy up there, but I don't want to. Fuck, dude. I see why it needs to go up there. Like, I get it. It's totally fucking noticeable. Yeah, you see how these are only worth $5 now? Or no, those are, let me close these out. Double check one more time, yeah. It's already there, though. Edit order. There we go. Eh? What are you doing, dude? Maybe a loop close, but today's price action is a trip. I think this has to do with OPEX, which is let me know what the definition is. It's when options expire. OPEX meaning. OPEX in options stands for option expiration, the frequently third Friday of a month when options contracts expire, forcing traders to close, roll, or exercise positions. So you may not think that your futures trading is affected by that, but it actually is, because SPX, QQQ, NDX, and they're all the same asset. They all track each other, so they like kind of all merge into one asset. Because the traders will arbitrage against them. Like if SPX moves a bunch, but ES doesn't, some trader will come in and arbitrage that. So it creates this like synchronicity between them. Right. So even though you'd think these option flows don't affect futures, they actually do quite a bit. You can use like tools like Spot Gamma to really help with trading futures too. All right, now they're where I wanted them. You may think, oh, you're going to lose a bunch of money, but this happens to me every time. Like, usually I'm a little bit off on the timing of the first ones I buy, and then they'll come back around at least to break even. As long as it doesn't try to go up there. We have like a perfect trend here. Let's see if they yeah, you can really see it on the 1 minute. Like they're gonna redeliver that probably. Look at this. This is like, it should go down, man. I don't think they're trying to close it with a doji. I think it still happens. They probably shouldn't close those out. Let's look at SPY and see how far those are out the money. Only $2 out the money. All right, I think here it comes, guys. I think hopefully this is giving up here. If not, I could buy the calls and see if it comes up 855. Sell the puts I have and then buy a call, but there's only 20 minutes left, so yeah, they're way more expensive than I would have thought. $856. Yeah, they're way expensive. The calls are way more expensive. I'm not paying $200 for them. See if it rejects here. This will be a good tell here if it rejects this balance area or not. If not, it probably goes up to there. Nice rejection there. That's very good. That's what we want to see. $845. I think down here is like a really easy target. $842. Yeah, now we're starting to get like the see how it's starting to slice through price. That's what we want for SPX, especially you want the move to be as smooth as possible so they increase in value without every pullback decreases their value. Nice. Yeah, so that one's back to where I bought it. Now see if you can get it in the last 20 minutes. If you can get it within, $5, you can buy 60 becomes 300. It's not that crazy. I tried this a lot when I first started trading, but I just didn't understand price delivery well enough to predict where price was going to go yet. So now break this bear flag, hopefully, and we get it on like Donkey Kong. If it comes down in this balance area and they could still try to ping pong or something. There we go. Very nice. So if we would have bought up there, it moved $5. So you could have bought the these for 360 and sold it for $6. Like it's each $5 is like a double up pretty much. And then watch how much they go back, increase back down in value. So yeah, that one was that just 320 is now at 160. And now it's back at 360. It's crazy, huh? So 5, 10. We really need to move 2, 7, 12. 12 points ain't too bad.
Ideally, it needs to do it within, like, you need at least like 5 minutes left, so in the next 10 minutes. Which kind of sucks because this doesn't look like it's going to allow for that to happen. Yeah, it's ping ponging. All right, there's the halfback. I'm curious to see if they try to pull up to there. It's like the phase 1 redelivery right there. All right, I'm about to have to just, get out of them. There's almost no point now. They're about worthless. I'm gonna save my stops here. What we can do though is, like, to make the money back, what I'm gonna do here is once it redelivers to there, I'll short it. And then, you know, not, and then it should come back down to that move it created. Which should be the 850s. I don't know why they're not losing value. Like, the value's holding for some reason in these. All right, there it is. So all right, I'm long 2 put options there. And I can sell them real quickly here as long as it pulls back. They didn't really lose any value there. So far, so good. Now we need a quick rejection though. It needs to reject quick. No chop, no bullshit, just turn back around. No broadening information, BS, just go. Beautiful half back to balance there though. Gorgeous. All right, very good. Who knows? Like, there's something crazy could happen where it just drops, but very, very unlikely. I think that's about the last area I see above that needs to be redelivered, other than mainly up there. All right, very cooking. I'll make my money back here with this trade on those I bought. So it goes to 845. They'd be one out the money, which is possible. As long as it doesn't go higher or chop. Chop would be the worst.
or trying to go all the way up into this little tiny balance area up there, that would be really shitty too. They didn't really lose their value. Bottom for 40, they're 35, so that's good. All right, now it should come down, I would think, but there's still another area all the way up there. So if you bought calls down here, that would have been a good trade, like right here. Maybe the chop might have ruined the value of them though. All right, so back to break even. So we get price to redeliver back down into this balance area here, we should be straight. But sometimes at the close, these moves just keep on trucking. Could be a broadening formation. All right, we need a pretty drastic move here. They're minus $10. See if one time framing ends right here. The average retracement out of these areas is pretty big, pretty fast. So this one took 12 minutes, which is, we don't have that much time. We only got 9 minutes, so. And you see how the value is not really increasing here, just barely, even though it's moving. It's because of the time decay. There's only 8 minutes left. I think that last push there kind of killed it in terms of it like making any real money off of it, just because we ran out of time now. Well, today I got messed up in the market. Nothing good happened from it. Still up really big on the week though, so it's not like the end of the world, but it's definitely not a good way to end the week. Yeah, it looks this guy is probably gonna go higher to try to redeliver up to this area. We'll see though. Yeah, and the options are just too expensive for the calls. I don't know why they're more expensive. Still one time framing up. About to save my stop here. Yeah, there it goes. Damn, yeah, if I would have bought calls there and just spent the money. I didn't think it was going to reach the 860s though. Let's see how much they're worth now. So you bought the 855s. I think they were like $70. They're now the 520. So you see, like that's how you do it. You just got to predict the direction right. I just got it wrong. Seems to be the theme of today. Now that it's redelivered, that area could still drop. I usually don't get out of, like, if I buy them at the end of the day, I usually don't. Usually, if you're wrong, I just eat it. Never know. There's 4 minutes left. Maybe something crazy happens. You never know. Very unlikely though. So I'm about negative $1,000 on the day. One funded account, and 400 minus 400 options. Maybe even 500. I haven't looked yet. Unrelentlessly bullish. And we'll wait for it into the drip trade and then we'll wrap it up. Yeah, so I want to look and see if there's a way I can like predict this kind of like why is it so mean reversion today? Like why is it insisting on like every move be retraced back? Like look at this, like this is a weird day for like look at the rest of the days. Like it's not normal, right? So what makes today like if you look at all the other days, like there hasn't been a day like this and maybe here. which I think that was a holiday. No, that wasn't a holiday. Yeah, so we haven't had a day like that since January 15th. So what makes, like, how do you, and it's actually very similar the way it's shaped and everything. Wonder why, like, it's is it inside day, inside week, like what? So it is an inside day, it's inside the previous day. It's an inside week and an inside month. That could be, no, it's not it's an outside month, which you would think because we got outside the month. You would think that this would be expansion down right now, not doing what's doing. All right, let's pull up the 2-minute chart. In Q. Losses happen, guys. If you can't get used to like having a losing day every once in a while and you lose your shit and go and wreck everything, you're in for a world of pain, guys. Like losses are part of the game. It's just like I look at it, it's just like doing business. It took me a long time to get to this point, but it's how you have to look at it. You can't let it affect you. Like obviously it's going to affect you. Like that's like people say don't let it affect you at all, but we're humans and no one likes to lose money. But it's important to look at like how much money did you make this week? How was your progress? Like, and it's not always about money, right? So if you got better at something during the week, then that losing that money is worth it. If you didn't learn anything and you lost money and then you just wasted the time and the money, then that's not good. But if you can take something from it and grow as a trader and make sure you don't do that mistake again. Like what I'll do is I'm gonna go back through price and look at some more indications of like what it was. I think the opening here probably was a good tell, like this right here. This price action right here was probably a good way to look at price and be like, okay, it's choppy today. I shouldn't expect it to. I should expect mean reversion type stuff to exist, and not expect price to like trend in one direction. Because we literally closed right back where we opened. We closed there, so they pretty much made it a doji day. Yeah, it's a doji today. So I think tomorrow we open up, and tomorrow's gonna be the real opportunity. So hopefully. All right, so we're about to get the end of day drip set up here. Let's go back to 2-minute on ES. So we just need price to go back a close above the 4 p.m. candle there, which is that doji. If it goes below it, we'll short it. If it goes above it, we'll long it. Really simple strategy, decent win rate. The risk to reward can be kind of skewed against you depending on how big the 4 p.m. candle is. We can use redelivery to help us. Like obviously, like price is trying to get back up into this area. All right, there it is on EAS. NQ hasn't triggered yet. So need a push here. You gotta wait for them both to do it. If not, then you have a cracking correlation, which you do not want to be. You don't want to be fading that, right? Like, so you don't want to be going against the cracking correlation. Like, so if it pulls up and then, like, let's say ES pulls up and NQ just keeps double topping here, that's a cracking correlation. You do not want to be longing that. That's a reversal signal. That's a sign of that a reversal is likely. So what are they put? This is crazy. The rally here at the end of the day. There's this area up here. So if you had chased there, if you'd be like, oh, ES broke it, I'm going to go ahead and go long, you'd be getting punished right now. It may still happen though. It doesn't mean it's like not gonna happen. You're just may take it a second. Oh, I have it on the 1 minute. There's 2. There we go. Should be a good end of day drift because you have like a pretty small doji there. It's not like such a big 4 p.m. candle. Man, I feel extremely frustrated. I'm not gonna lie, like that feeling of frustration is there. Like I'm human too. Like I think I'm good at dealing with it, but it still lingers. But again, it's just a little bit of money. It's not like a whole bunch of money. If like in my options account, if I had a cash account, that would be a different story. Like that would be losing, um, you know, $2,000. That would be a little bit more frustration. That's why prop firms are such an amazing thing. Like some people say, I don't get why people deal with the rules. You deal with the rules because like in a prop firm account, you can lose $2,000 or 2,500, whatever it may be, and that account essentially only has, you know, if you pay for the valuation, went through the whole process, then you're only paying $100 max for it, right? So you only have $100 of max risk on the account instead of 2,000. So that's why, and I believe that's the way you should look at it. You shouldn't look at it as an account like if you blow one up, you lost $2,000. No, you lost $100. Like that's the truth of it. You lost $100. Like it's not that deep. All right, so I usually, if it like doesn't happen within the first 15 minutes, I usually don't try to do them. Yeah, come back over here, dude. Pull up the chat. Yeah, I think maybe Friday. It could be something. OPEX, yeah. So OPEX is like when you have OPEX week, there's a lot of positioning. Institutions are repositioning, so they could cause this kind of like mean reversion price. Because then they're like they usually will like roll positions or let's say you have a put call spread or strangle on the market or something, you have to roll it out or close it, right? So to close it, like let's say price goes your way, you want to squeeze a little bit more money out of it. Every time like a low is made, you close your huge options position. It's going to affect the market, right? So I think that's probably part of it. I think so too, Josh. I think tomorrow looks like a good day, especially with the doji close today. Sets up tomorrow to be possibly a banger because we haven't moved all week. We're literally like pretty much right where we opened. Yeah, we opened right here. Yeah, we're like really right where we opened at. I think what's interesting is how we went to the previous week's opening on Tuesday there. So here's the previous week's opening right there. And we went right to it. Like, I think that's kind of interesting. Now, let's see if it triggered there. I'm not sure. Let's see. No, Yeah, it might not. Yeah, it might not just happen. Not much going on today. To note though is a good thing from today to take. I think the good takeaway from today is like scaling out is I've integrated scaling out into my trading for a reason, and I shouldn't vary from it. That's the lesson I learned today. And then it's okay to scalp too. Like I got to remember that. I've tried to get because I used to only scalp, so I wouldn't try to get big risk to reward trades, right? And I was kind of like limited on how much money I could make. Like I couldn't like reach that next like I couldn't reach like that 10K a day kind of like average 5 to 10K. I couldn't get it no matter what. When I switched to like targeting bigger risk to reward trades, it became a lot easier to do that. So I kind of became like train myself like I'm not a scalper. Like that's just not what I do. That's not who I am. And so it's hard for me to revert back to it sometimes. Who you tell yourself you are, that internal story of yourself matters a lot. So if you have a lot of negative talk, it's important to cut that shit out. Because if you're not going to be positive about yourself, who the fuck is? Right? And like most people aren't going to believe in you, so you got to believe in yourself, and that internal story you tell yourself like is important. I read that somewhere and I started implementing that about like 3 years ago, and it helps a lot. So like let's say you're undisciplined, start telling yourself that you're a disciplined trader. Just like say it out loud every time you get like I do it when I get out of the shower, but I just like every time I shower I do that kind of shit. Someone asked me about manifestation. Are you here on the stream? This is setting up to be a good Asia session too. Like if we can open up Asia, boom, pop, and then drop, that's probably what's gonna happen. And this candle, oh yeah, this is beautiful. Trying to look for one that has like a similar situation, but usually like the in between these areas, I guess you could compare it to this day here, or maybe this one here. So we gap down. Yeah, I do. Yeah. I don't necessarily use it as an entry model anymore, but I use it as like a way to kind of predict direction or price. Yeah, because that entry model is a straight ICT entry model. So I don't trade the same entry model, but I definitely still use it as a gauge of like direction and pretty much everything. I just don't enter off of it. Yeah. But I do use it. Yeah. Yeah, it's a really fire strategy. Like it works incredibly well still. If you look last night, it worked pretty well for a decent trade. So right there's your 4 p.m. close. Yeah, so yesterday gave a pretty decent intraday drift there. So that's your 4 p.m. close there. Yeah, yesterday's kind of like it just bounced around it. I would have used this as like a bullish tell though, like it pushing up through it like that, and then get a really nice trade. Yeah, this one's a little bit late for me. If it doesn't happen within, first, like, I usually like to see it by 7:30. And that was a holiday. Yeah, have you tried it? Yeah, this is like more what I like for, like right here. Like right at like 7:30, you got this, like this nice test of it, and then it pushes up aggressive. Enter in on this retracement of redelivery right there. Enter in right there, stop there. Target some kind of upside inefficiency. I actually have a really good a good slide for how to trade it with the redelivery.
I was gonna make a video like this, but I never ended up releasing it.
So this is kind of like the Asia standard template. So I got really obsessed with the Asia session while I was trying to quit my job. I ended up not figuring it out until after I quit my job, but because it gave me an opportunity to trade while I wasn't having to work. But this is kind of like a standard template that you usually see of Asia. You get like a false little move first 30 minutes, then you get like a drastic move, and then then you get the final move a little bit later, like 8 p.m. That's why I do the streams at 7:30. It's because I'm usually trying to catch like this kind of move. So know where price is going. You can use usually price is going to head towards a 10-minute balance area. So if we are usually above at like 7, if we're above the 4 p.m. price and there's a balance area above, targeting that balance area is usually a good bet. So what I mean by balance area, it means you're finding a consolidation that price has left, and when it left the consolidation, it left with 3 or more candles in a row. Let me see if I can get this shorter here. Okay, so identify a consolidation that price is left with at least 3 of the same color candles. Check that price hasn't retraced into the middle of that zone yet. So identify which balance is more likely to be retraced to, the one above or below. And it's the path of least resistance. Like I look at structure is usually is a good sign of resistance, right? So if you have which one, so if you have a balance area up there, and let's say you have a balance area below price here, like which one's price easier for it to get to? Like, do you have is there like a big consolidation right here, and then and then to get below is relatively like this, then usually it's going to go to that one, right? And then vice versa. So if you have a vice versa, it would be like prices already came down, then it's got a really easy path, and then you're like right here, and then now it's got to get back. I guess it would be like this, like, yeah. So it's got to get back. So let's say we're back above this kind of consolidation here, and now it's got to get through this shit right here to get to here. It's most likely going to go here because it's easier. It's the less resistance in the way. So where's the 4 p.m. closing price? Mark out the 4 p.m. closing price. Are we opening above or below the 4 p.m. closing price? So here's that, like, turnaround times. You should expect price to turn around and change directions during Asia session, which I'll give you guys a copy of this if you like. Probably put it in the beginner's guide. Yeah, it's a very good template. It's not one, obviously there's some days where it differs, but it's usually a good template for it. And then you would just, for the opposite, you would just flip it, right? It would look like this. Oh, I've been looking everywhere for this slide. And these too. It's always nice when because I have like I've like got like 1,000 different of these little projects that I've done, and when I come across them I've forgotten about or lost. I mean, it's very good. From community. All right, so NQ looks like it broke there. ES popped right back up. Yeah, today's is not the day, man. Must be some kind of earnings or something. You could they both trigger there. I think that's a good enough trigger. Let's try it. Stop goes 50% of the 4 p.m. candle. Let's see if it already went 20 points. So if it already went 20, it's probably not going to do it again. Yeah, it already went 20. Yeah, I got stopped out. So if you see this, if it already goes 20 points, that's usually a sign that that was the move. Look at that. Look at ES, just beast mode. Another broad new formation out of nowhere. Just random broad new formations everywhere in price action today. The winner of today was the SIR model, though. If you'd taken these no close ones, because most days the no closes don't work, but today they worked fantastic. They worked very well. Very, very well. Yeah, so there's a bunch of them. If I look at price, like I see them everywhere. Like this one was really good. This is probably the best one of the day, right? Best trade of the day right there. So you got the strong high break. You get the retracement, but there's no close above it, so I didn't take it. This is probably the best trade of the day. This reversal area right here, this half back to balance trade right there. It's very good. You got a low time frame area within there. I think it's a SR model too. Never mind. I take that back. This area right here, redelivering to that area is fire. The best trade of the day though is this redelivery right there of Asia session. Bam. That's a huge move there. Huge. Yeah, 300 points. Almost no chop, no drawdown. Just redelivery, pure, beautiful. Close of a loop, half back to balance. Fucking fire, dude. This is pretty good though too when it redelivered there, but it overshot it a little bit. No, I guess it didn't. Yeah, that's pretty fire there. That's a very good setup. And then that Asia session turn trade we took, that was very good too. Yeah, this one from this high was pretty decent. So there's definitely a lot of opportunity today, just not taking advantage of it very well. Print this out for you guys and then we'll wrap it up. What? I'll just leave those. Those are good slides. I'll just leave them in there for you guys. What's this? All right. And then here you guys go. All right, guys. So sorry I didn't have like the best trading day in the world. I tried. Tomorrow I'll try again. It is what it is. Still up, like pretty big on the week though. All right, a little over 12K on the week, still up. So, all right, guys, I will see you guys in the chart. I don't have anything scheduled for tomorrow. Still trading a little bit better off the stream right now, so I'll see how I feel in the morning. If I feel up to it, I'll stream, but if not, probably just do a solo session. Hey, you're welcome, man. Hey, you too, guys. Peace out.